everybody, I am back for more. This is part 2 of our LOVE. I got some fabric letters cut out. So this is part 2 of our LOVE love series. I think hopefully there's only going to be 2. Maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see what we get done today. But I sewed this together. So in the last video, I showed you how to cut out your cardboard template letters. Okay? Now we are on to the fabric part. So all I did, let me take you down here to the surface, is I placed my letter on the scrap piece of fabric that I wanted in the way that I wanted, so that I would get the most. Now if you look at it, this is the color that I want underneath. So, and I used my white pencil, water soluble marking pencil, and I just traced around my cardboard template. And that's why I use cardboard, because it's a little stronger than paper. So that's what I did. And now I'm at the cutting out stage. So I already cut out my O. I already cut out my E. I still have to do my L and V. Okay? Now for the O, let's just back up here. So the O is pretty easy on the outside. You can use a straight edge and you just zip, zip, zip around the outside. But the middle part, you can tell I wasn't very straight with that. But what I did was I folded the fabric. So use the side that you have the tracing on. Now I used a black pen on this yellow, and you can see the black pen like here. But that's going to get hidden in the applique when I top stitch over it. So I don't really care. But you might care, so you can use something else. But what I did was I make sure you use you fold the side that you can see the mark. And then you just take your scissors and snip, and so that creates a hole. And then what you do is you insert one end of the scissor into that hole and then snip all the way to the corner. And do the corner 4 times. And then when you flip that little flap of fabric up, then you snip right across. You flip that fabric up, snip right across. And that's how you get your O. Looks like you can put that on a light switch placard. Anyway, that is that. And I did something similar to the E, but you can, come in to the E, and then when you get this little part, you just fold it back and then snip it right across. And that's how you do that. Now for the V, I'm on this part. No, I did not put it square on the scrap because it's just a scrap, and this is the most red part that I wanted to get. Now on the other 2, I did not leave my template down, but this one, well, I guess I can take it away. You can see that well enough. That white outline, you can see that well enough. So I'm just going to place this right along. And just like that. And this gets the most straight edge that I could possibly do. I tried to cut it with scissors and it was just getting too wonky. So I decided, I'm just going to straight edge it. 1, it's quicker. 2, and it's straight. And I'm just going to go all the way across. Now for the V, I am going to cut this out using my fabric scissors. Just like that. Okay. And there's the V. Okay. And I have one more of the L. And the L is easy also. You can see the white background. The L is super easy. Or the white, not background, the white mark. And as you're going, you can also square up your letters. You just follow along the measurement markings, and then your letters are squared up. Okay. So this part, I need to cut out the corner a little bit better to get it precise. And then the top, there we go. Okay, and there's my L. Awesome. Now, I sewed this together, just a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And so this is what this little thing looks like now. So at this point, we're just ready to align the fabric. And then you just put it however you want. So some of these may actually line up with, if you're using 2.5 inches, some of these letters may actually line up with this straight edge, with these straight edges. And so you feel free to use that to your advantage so that it's all squared up. So you can keep the bottom, you know, keep a straight edge all along the bottom. If you want to, you can measure in like maybe a 1/2 inch. So you definitely leave a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then you can come in a 1/2 inch. If you wanted to do that, you could draw a straight line all the way across so that you measure, so that you line up, you know, just draw a straight line all the way across. So you line up your letters with the bottom, or you can line your letters up with these seams. It's whatever, it's your creation, so you make it how you want it to be. Or if you really wanted to get funky, you can lift this up, put that down, kind of like that, make this go a little lower, bring that in, and how do we do the E? E's like this, right? Like that. You can do something like that, bring this up. If you wanted to make it kind of, you know, off center, you can do that. If you wanted to, you know, like make your letters crooked, you can do that too if you wanted to. You don't have to make it straight. You can make it, this is yours, so you get creative. You make it however you want. But did you see it? Like, yeah. So I was hoping that the yellow would be more vibrant, but this really does blend in because there's a little green here, and yeah. So blends in a little bit more than I wanted, but I think it doesn't look super bad. All right. So however you want to do that, you line up your letters the way you want. And you can even use your measuring tool. You can line this up, make sure that the top isn't the same distance away, the equal distance from the top and bottom. And then you can even measure the distance between each letter if you wanted it to be a certain distance. So you line up the bottoms. You know, you could do that, and then you come in, the next letter goes the exact same distance away. It's lining up the bottom there. Keep everything in alignment. So with the V, I'm lining up this edge right here. Not at the bottom. That's a 1/2 inch. If you're doing like a 1/2 inch, that's going to overlap. If you want to, you can overlap. But I'm taking the 1/2 inch mark from the top of the V because that's where the square was, if you remember from the last video. And then you do the same thing over here. Measure that out and line that up there, and then line up the bottom there, and then make sure it's squared up and straight. And then there you have that too. And then I think that looks so cool, guys. Check it out. I love it. I love the love. All right. Now what you do to sew is you just top stitch all the way around, and then in the middle you just top stitch all the way around, and everywhere that there is an exposed edge, you top stitch over that. So you could zigzag, you could do a blanket stitch, you could do some kind of fancy stitch. You can, you know, whatever your machine has, okay? So I'm not going to do that because doing that for all of this is going to take some time. But check it out. Don't you love it? Don't you love the love? All right. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I think I might make a heart. So maybe there's a part 3 coming up. I'm not sure. But I really don't want to just like leave this by itself. I don't know. Maybe this could be enough. Maybe you put this in a picture frame. Maybe you put this in your quilt block, in your quilt that you're making now, because this is still batik. It's the same. If you're using similar fabric to whatever fabric you're using for your quilt blocks, you can throw this in. Also, it's gonna throw off the if you're using 22 inches across, it's gonna throw off the measurements a little bit, but you can add borders around it and make it 24 inches. Because if you're doing 12-inch quilt blocks, you need to have 24 inches. So this would be two quilt blocks, or 24 and a half inches across. So when you finish it, it's 24 inches. So that's 2 quilt blocks, right? But you can do a border around it and, you know, make it fit. So there you go. So that's our quilt. No, this it's not sewn on, so it shifted a little bit. There you go. So that is our project. So however you want to do yours. And if you're new to quilting or sewing and you're not really sure how to top stitch, I'm not sure if I know I definitely have another video where I top stitched, and I believe it was a Valentine's video where I top stitched a heart, applique a heart onto a project. So I'll try to find that video, but in the meantime, it's somewhere in my playlist. I think it might be in 2023. Or maybe February 2024. I don't know. I'll have to dig for it. But anyway, there it is, guys. All right, have fun with that. I'll see ya. Bye.